This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now with local real estate expert Harvey Blankfeld.
Where we want to educate you about our market, empower you to make wise decisions, and help you engage with our expert contributors. The first thing is that, and this is a interesting story. It's been developing over the last several years. Rhodes Homes has been trying to build a community up in Red Rock over in Blue Diamond. I don't know if you've heard about this.
I've seen it.
Yeah. Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's happening is apparently the company is undergoing some financial strife right now and not able to pursue this thing. But there's still an argument to proceed or not here, apparently.
And when you go look at it, you'll see that you'll see trucks and you'll see a little bit of progress still being made up there.
Is that right?
Yeah, and they're still clearing them. They're still clearing land.
Yeah, they're talking about building 3,000 homes up in the Blue Diamond area that will overlook Red Rock Canyon.
That's right.
And it's pretty significant in that. And when I first moved to Vegas, which has been almost 30 years ago. I was always told that the hills would be protected. That the valley is the valley, but the hills would be protected. They're owned by the government. You won't see houses on top of these hills. This is getting a little close, isn't it?
It is getting close. Now, one of the things that I will say about this is it's on the back side of that hill up there.
So you won't see it from the valley.
So you won't necessarily see it from the valley. But then also, you won't get that billion-dollar view from your backyard.
Indeed,
looking out over the valley, you would see the Red Rock Canyon and the whole park up there, and that whole mountain range is absolutely gorgeous,
spectacular. Yes, absolutely beautiful.
It is.
Yeah, and I have mixed feelings about it. I'm not for impeding the progress of the valley. I'm not for that, but I'm also concerned about digging too far into the hills.
That's exactly right. You want to protect the beauty, the natural beauty, and keep Nevada's resources as they are, and I completely understand that. So
there is a dilemma there, and I can understand why the company's fighting for it. They probably got a lot invested in it, and I can understand why the Clark County is a little fussy about it in terms of giving up that land for development. There's always that story about creating jobs, and that's great. But there's other ways to create jobs. I mean, there's all kinds of ways to create jobs right now.
I think so.
The other thing I found in the and Barbara Holland writes this article, and it's in the RJ every weekend, and she's usually writing about HOAs. She's an HOA expert, which is great to have somebody like that. But this past weekend, she wrote about pools, which I thought was interesting. She's really writing mostly about public pools and about what Clark County and the Southern Nevada Health District does to maintain their cleanliness, is that what we say, or their usability. There's this thing called cyanuric acid level, or stabilized chlorine, and should stay the same at about 100 parts per million, meaning the body of water would have to be drained at that point. The rule became the body of water that was above that, they would shut down the pool and close it in a public pool. And what this is over a period of time, if you continue to add chlorine to your pool, over a period of time, the solids build up in the water. The solids from those tablets and all the other things that were involved in that chlorine build up in the water. And at some point, the water becomes impervious to the chlorine. Chlorine can't work.
Right.
It doesn't become effective.
It's no longer effective.
And I've heard this from the pool guys before, and they said, Harvey, you need to drain your pool every 2 years. You need to drain it, empty it, and start with fresh water every 2 years. I don't think most people know that. And be cautious and careful about how you do that. Obviously, when you drain your pool, that's a lot of water. You can't just let it run down the street. You got to be careful where it goes. You got to be somewhat cautious about that. They don't like you just dumping the water out in the middle of the street either.
So where do you
try to find a stormwater management channel, someplace like that where it's supposed to be going, direct runoff if you can find it, if it's close enough. And other people don't have much of a choice. Now, it's going to cost you money. That filling up that pool, that's a lot of water. You're going to have to pay a somewhat higher water bill that month. But
just a little bit, yeah.
Yep, but you got to do it. And maybe choose a time of year when it's not going to be so harsh. Maybe there's a seasonality to that, I would think.
This has been Las Vegas Real Estate Now. Thanks for listening. And remember to tune in every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. on 101.5 FM, 720 a.m. KDWN.